Yes. Thank you.
So, can you tell us a little bit about yourself? Especially, I find that you write like reading mystery novels. So,
Yes, sir.
what sort of mystery novels do you
So my name is Anushka Sharkar. I was born and brought up in the Hooghly district in Sri Rampur.
like? I'm asking you about reading mystery novels. So, we know where you have.
Yes,
We
sir.
have your data sheet. So, can you tell us about your hobby? We want to hear about that first.
So my love for reading mystery started quite young when I started with reading Famous Five and Secret Seven novels, and then I love reading books like Sherlock Holmes stories and books by Agatha Christie.
Okay. So there is a feeling now, especially in the United Kingdom, that Enid Blyton, you mentioned her name, was extremely racist in her writings and sexist, racist, and many of her books actually have been banned. So have you heard about this?
Yes, sir.
And if so, what are your thoughts on this?
Yes, sir, I have heard about this, and I saw a few instances even in the books that we read. And this has been a controversy regarding many children's writers, including even the Tintin writer like Hertz. And I feel that it is probably a little extreme to ban the writing outright, because it is quite a rich source of imagination for children. But also, on the other hand, it is important to teach children and educate children in their families, in schools, about how to treat people who do not look like you, or who do not sound like you. And in that sense, I believe it should not be banned, but children should be taught to respect other people.
Can you cite an instance of racist thought in Shakespearean play
So I cannot
offhand?
recall.
Merchant of Venice?
So I cannot recall at the moment.
Okay. So,
Good morning.
You study development.
Yes, sir.
If you see what kind of role bureaucracy has to play in development.
So the bureaucracy is called as the steel frame of India, and in that sense, bureaucracy has a very significant role to play, which is also seen in the rigorous way bureaucrats are chosen from the country. And some of the ways bureaucrats can help in development are by not only formulating policies that are inclusive and forward looking at the top, but also implementing them well at the grassroots level, so that the benefits of the state reach the last citizen also. Especially in accordance to Gandhiji's talisman, I think this is very significant.
And you have not opted for any police service.
Yes, sir.
What is the reason?
So the Indian police services have a height requirement, which I miss by a few centimeters. That is the reason. Otherwise, I do not have any issue
What do
with
you
the
think
police
the
service.
police is lacking today?
So, speaking about West Bengal, one of the things that we have seen is that it is quite difficult for a common man to go to the police station and get a FIR registered, because police want that crime rates should be low, should be reported to be low, and in the pursuit of that, often it is seen that police do not want FIRs to be registered, as well as there are issues of corruption and bribery, delayed investigation, tampering with evidence like
If you are
forensic
given,
evidence.
suppose you are going to a district as a DM and you have to have some, role and responsibility in maintaining the law and order in the district. So, what will be your maybe very short term few steps to improve this problem in police?
So some of the short-term steps that can be taken are to give short courses to the police on sensitization on matters such as gender violence. Then it can be so that the senior police officials can have quite a strict monitoring on how the local police thanas are working and whether the complaints that come through
These are all suggestions. What will
Yes,
be
sir.
your steps? These are suggestions. Suggestions are going on. There are,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Sensitivity training is going on for fairly long time, but still, the efficiency is not increasing, right? It is being perceived like that. So, what will be the immediate steps to, see some result?
So we can have complaint boxes in thanas which
Okay.
I will check regularly,
Fine.
and
What else?
we can have I cannot
Okay.
think
So,
of at the
you are interested in, reading the mystery novels.
Yes,
And nowadays, most of these novels are, made film of.
yes, sir.
Do you think that there is a connection between this perception of the failure of administration to give justice and the private detectives are getting some popularity because of that? Is there a connection?
So I have not thought about this, but now that you mention this, I believe that the administration or the police or the state as a harbinger for justice is always going to be the primary source of a place where the public places their trust, and detectives as well as these characters that we see in mystery novels, they act as a support system to these the state, and this is what we have seen even in Sherlock Holmes and characters like Hercule Poirot, who support the Scotland Yard, for example, in carrying out investigations.
You have mentioned that among your extracurricular activities, you also like to read books on development economics.
Yes, sir.
Can you name a few?
So this is quite a recent interest that I have developed. So two books that I recently read are Poor Economics and by Abhijit Banerjee and Esther Duflo, and Development as Freedom by Amartya Sen. And I am thinking of starting to read The Third Pillar by Raghuram Rajan and Breaking the Mold by Raghuram Rajan and Rohit Lamba.
Okay, good. So now we hear that India is going to achieve by 2030 $5 trillion economy. So when you say $5 trillion economy, and when you read these books like Development as Freedom, what is your take on that? Is it something that an important indicator to look forward to, or there could be alternative ways of looking at development?
So GDP is an overall indicator of how the economy is growing, and but when we look at development, it is not only a quantitative number but also a qualitative basis of how people are living in the country. And in that sense, I believe that there are many other ways that we can also look at development. For example, Thomas Piketty talks about inequality and how growth in GDP does not automatically mean that the resources are well distributed throughout the country. So other ways of looking at it can be the assets that people have, which are, for example, measured in the multidimensional poverty index, the inequality measures in the country, how much development is occurring as measured by things like the gender development index or the human development index. These are good measures of having an idea of what is going on in the ground, sir.
Among all these indicators, you haven't mentioned unemployment. And, in most of the discourses in
Yes,
this
sir.
paradigm, unemployment is not mentioned and unemployment indicators are not mentioned as such. But rather you look at alternative indicators like health, education, etc.
Yes, sir.
Can you explain why? Or is it just, they just ignore or neglect that part of development, that aspect of development?
Sir, I wouldn't say unemployment is ignored as an indicator of development, because we have measures on the national level also. But I believe that unemployment especially in developing countries, is quite difficult to measure and quantify, in the sense that we have problems such as seasonal unemployment. If we go and ask a farmer, are you employed in a season where he is not doing agriculture, he might say that no, I don't do anything. So a different numbers of proxies are used to measure development in that sense. But I do believe that including unemployment in some form or the other in these indicators can be a very good way forward, sir.
Thank you.
Before I ask my colleague, I have a question from what he just asked you and your reply. You are aware that we have been having census operations every 10 years.
Yes,
And the last census was in 2011.
yes.
Can you tell me why we are yet to have the 2021 census? Question 1. Question 2. Just after the 2011 census, we had what was known as a socio-economic caste census. Can you tell us something about why do you think the 2021 census hasn't yet happened, and 2, what exactly did socio-economic caste census come up with? What was it for? And I'll add a third question. The Bihar as a government has announced a caste census. What are your thoughts on a caste census?
So coming to your first question, the 2021 census has not been done yet. One of the major reasons has been the COVID pandemic that ravaged the whole world in the years 2020 and 2021. And
Didn't we?
Yes, sir.
And basically, a census is house-to-house enumeration.
Yes, sir.
It's not a gathering of people. It's the census personnel going house to house. So do you feel that that's a good enough reason for postponement of the census? Because even now, I believe you may know better that no action yet has been taken on the ground.
Right.
So can you think of any other reason why census hasn't happened?
So the census is such a massive level of surveying. Maybe it is that for that reason it has not happened yet. But I cannot be sure, sir.
You're not sure of the reason. Okay, the other question was on socio-economic caste census. Tell me something about that.
So the socio-economic caste census was done to have a to understand what the composition of the population is like in terms of caste and the economic properties of the demography. And it has been done, sir, to better target the government schemes, to ensure that the schemes that are developed and proposed reach the intended beneficiaries as is required by the country.
So I believe the last caste census was in full part of the census was 1931. Now we haven't had a caste census, but this was the first baby step, so to speak.
Yes.
So would you support a caste census alongside a full-fledged census?
Sir, since caste is a reality in India even today, I do think it is a good thing to have a caste census to get an idea of how these castes are doing in the socio-economic sense, to get an understanding of whether measures like the reservation system or government schemes specifically directed to scheduled castes or OBCs are working or not. I think it is a good way to have a broad understanding of this.
Okay, George.
Good morning.
Good morning, ma'am.
You are from Rishra.
Ma'am, I am from Srirampur. I was born in a hospital in Rishra.
So, can you tell me something about your place of birth?
Ma'am,
Or the town you grew up in? Tell me about Shriram.
Ma'am, Rishra and Srirampur are adjacent towns. They are both by the river Hooghly, and
Is there anything Srirampur is famous for?
Uh,
Any cultural program?
ma'am, Srirampur is famous for being historically a Danish colony at the outset, and then in 1845 the colony was sold to the British, and there are many historical factors such as the printing press was first established in Srirampur. The missionaries like William Carey established the Srirampur College, and industry-wise, Srirampur was quite famous for jute industries, cotton industries, and even now the cloth printing and batik are very important industries there.
Any annual festival for which Srirampur is famous?
Ma'am, one of the major ones I can think of is the Rath Yatra festival in Mahesh. It is the second biggest Rath Yatra after Puri.
Have you seen it anytime?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, you have described one of your hobbies as cooking.
Yes.
So, what is the newest recipe that you have tried out? Tell us about it.
Ma'am, so what I do is that I watch cooking shows on TV and try to not replicate it, but modify it according to whatever ingredients I have at home or whatever is available in the market. So one of the most recent ones I did was a prawn dish with a pumpkin based gravy, ma'am.
So, that was well received. That was well received.
Yes,
by everyone.
thankfully. Yes, ma'am.
Tell me one thing. All women are engaged in cooking, whichever household you go to. But when it comes to chefs, really high-paid chefs, most of them are men.
Yes,
Why do
ma'am.
you think this?
Ma'am, one of the reasons can be that women are not encouraged to go into the hospitality industry, because being a chef is quite a physically demanding job, as we see, and often,
Why physically demanding?
ma'am, because the orders come in very fast. They have to handle everything all at once. They have to keep standing the whole time. It's yes, ma'am. That is what I was saying. That sometimes the family thinks that this is not fit for a woman on the professional sense, but unfortunately, in Indian homes, women are dominant in the kitchen, and that is what is expected of them, ma'am.
Tell me, you mentioned about not opting for the police service because of the height requirement.
Yes.
Was there in the advertisement?
Ma'am, it was there in the eligibility criteria of the Indian police services.
What is your height, if I may ask?
The question.
It is 144 centimeter.
And what is the cutoff?
The cutoff is, so I do not remember in centimeters exactly, but probably 2 or 3 centimeters above my height.
It's only 150, sir.
150.
Okay.
For
Okay.
male it is 165. Unless somebody is from a particular tribe.
Yes, right. Yes, sir.
We have all heard this saying that you can't solve poverty by giving people money. But even after that, you see there are so many social security schemes. all the governments have that. They have these pensions or minimum support that they are giving. What is your opinion? Is it necessary? Is it a drain on the exchequer? Is it a wastage of taxpayers' money, or does it make people lazy, or is it really necessary? You tell us.
Ma'am, it is seen that sometimes people think that giving people money for free is a waste of taxpayers' money. But numerous studies have shown that this is not the case. Often people are so below the poverty line that even a little bit of push enables them to make opens doors for them that was not available to them before. For example, they may send their children to school, they may eat better, which may make them more productive, and little steps like that, or they can invest in a small business that makes them able to be a captain of their own life, so to say. And
How much would you quantify, just as a rough guess, how much maybe per year or per month would you say would be okay for most people for giving them that little extra push? What is the percentage that is below the poverty line right now?
Ma'am, according to the Rangarajan committee, it is 22%, as far as I remember, and as to how much money is sufficient, ma'am, there might be differences in the rates of price levels of markets in different parts of the country, or in rural versus urban areas, and we can have a quantification based on that, ma'am. It is, I wouldn't say a fixed figure for everyone. Thank you.
Any other question?
So just one question.
Yes, sir.
Your CV shows that you have already appeared in civil services 3 times before.
Yes, sir.
So have you analyzed any pattern or issues which was basically responsible for not being successful in those attempts?
So my first attempt I gave almost without any preparation, right out of college when I was thinking of appearing for civil services. The second and the third attempts were serious attempts, sir, and the problems that I thought I was doing a lot was that I wasn't revising my materials enough. I was thinking of studying everything under the sun instead of focusing my attention on the newspapers, for example. And I did that differently this time.
So, you are from Calcutta, I mean, you did your college from Calcutta.
Yes, sir.
And Lady Brabon College. So, who was Lady Brabon?
So, Lady Brabon was the wife of the then Viceroy of Bengal, Lord Brabon. Her name was Doreen Brabon, and the college was established in 1938, and it was named after her, sir.
Okay. Okay. Thank you.
Thank
you very much.